Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
A weekly podcast and YouTube channel where we discuss all things Wrexham AFC from the point of view of long-term fans and new fans.
So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC podcast. I'm Sean, as we all know. This is sick boy Ryan.
Hello. So I haven't been very well this week. We weren't going to do an episode at all, to be honest, because I haven't been well. So not being well the knock-on effect of that is I haven't been able to prepare anything for the podcast. We were just going to leave it, but because we'd had such a good result on the weekend, we thought we want to do something. But I'm going to apologise now. It's going to be a bit of a stripped back episode, shorter than normal.
I'm going to be doing most of the talking, probably.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. I'd still like to get my pennies worth in. It's a lot of people have been asking. Thank you for asking if I'm okay. It's nothing long term or anything like that.
Thank God.
I had the flu, and then the knock-on effect of having the flu was that I then had a chest infection and I contracted pleurisy, and then following that I also got gastritis as well. Gastritis means that your stomach lining is really inflamed, and then the knock-on effect of that means you can't eat. So I had 4 days where I didn't eat anything. I've got quite a flat stomach now, though.
You have, yeah.
So that's
not that it was huge to start off with.
No, but it's. I look like I've been in the gym. Thank you for all the messages and stuff like that. I feel like crap, but it's very slowly getting better.
My brave little soldier.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. And the other thing is, it's not just that there was no preparation this week because I was ill. I genuinely could not sit here for an hour and do an episode, so I've had to. Yeah, we've had to strip it right back, and we're just going to talk about the games, and then I can go and lie down again, I think. Yeah.
Should we crack on with the Sutton game
Yeah.
then?
So we had a start for Jordan Davis, didn't we?
We did, and Lee dropped to the Brench.
Brench, yeah.
Dropped to the Brench.
Which what you'd been asking for. Jordan to start,
I have, yeah, and I don't think it was a bad decision, to be honest.
No?
Nope.
Okay, I thought
Nope.
I thought he played pretty well. Fletcher was back on the bench.
Yeah.
Palmer started. We were well on top really early on, weren't we? It was looking like one of them games where we could probably get 3 or 4, maybe even a little bit more than that. It was looking really comfortable, and I was thinking, yeah, we're all right here. I went to the game on Tuesday.
Bad mistake.
Big mistake. I really didn't want to miss a game, and we went to the game. It was such a stupid mistake when I could have just, sat at home and watched it. Really should have done. But
I would have still gone though.
Yeah, I know you would. I know you would have. Yeah, I would have.
I am no Florence Nightingale.
She is not. But I would have insisted you went. You shouldn't have just stayed at home but I went, and it was a stupid mistake.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mullin made it 1-0, didn't he?
He did after 14 minutes.
Amazing goal.
It was amazing.
It was.
It was a bit of a worldie.
Did you think at that point sort of floodgates are going to open now? We're
I thought
all
they
right?
were, yeah, bang, bang, bang. I thought they were just going to roll in. Yeah.
I did. I'm with you there. I thought we were going to be looking at sort of 3-0 by half time. Maybe foot off the gas a little bit, maybe get another 1, if we're lucky, another 2.
Mm-hmm.
Nice clean sheet. I thought because they didn't look like they had anything, Sutton, did they?
No. There's some big lads on that team, though.
Yeah, there is. There was one in particular who's, I never get his name right. I think his name's Shawumni. Anyway, he was the defender, big lad, looked like a rugby player.
Well, I said to you, didn't I? I said, these aren't football players. These are rugby players who are just playing football part-time.
Yeah.
Because even when somebody, they got the ball thrown to them, they actually caught it like you would a rugby ball.
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
But that Shawumni, I don't know what
Shawadi.
whatever his name is, he used to play for Bromley or Woking. One of the two. My brain's gone at the moment, but he used to play for one of them. I remember him playing against us for one of them teams as well. He's always been a bit of a big unit. I think there was a little bit of a rumour when we were looking for a centre half about us looking at him, which nothing ever came of it, obviously. Now he's at Sutton. But Sutton, for the first sort of half an hour, very much looked like the team who were bottom of the league, didn't they? Is that fair?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
They had one or two chances. I think there was a few warning signs, wasn't there? Not to rest on your laurels too much. They did have one or two chances. They weren't the most clinical of finishers. Obviously, they are where they are in the league, for a reason. But they had the odd little chance. We lost Owen O'Connell after 30 minutes as well,
which was a bit of a blow.
I'm absolutely gutted for him, if I'm honest, because he's been playing so well, and I think he could have got a really good run in the team. So I was gutted for him. That happy for Ben Tozer to be back in the squad again, back in the team, and get some minutes on the pitch. But I'm not sure he was 100% fit. So to bring him on for an hour, I was a little bit, probably not the ideal scenario there.
Because he's been having trouble with his knee, hasn't he? Parky mentioned that he's been having trouble with his knee, and that's why he was off. People assumed he was off because of that interview that he did about his dad, and partially maybe he needed that time as well. But it was majoritarily.
I like that word.
It's not even a word.
It's not a word, but let's get it in the dictionary.
Predominantly off because of issues with his knee.
He did. He was. We had a couple of chances. End of the second half. Barnett pinged a shot, didn't he, from quite far out? That was saved by the keeper. Resulting cross. Palmer had a header, which the keeper had to save as well.
Mm-hmm.
Although they'd sort of pushed on a little bit, we still looked really in control.
We dominated them.
I think so. And then the second half came, and we just didn't get going.
It's weird. It was like,
why though? Why
I don't know. It's weird because usually if we have a slow start in the first half, when we come out after when they come out, sorry, not we, when they come out after their 15-minute half-time break, that Parky would have basically put a rocket up their backsides, and they come out all guns a-blazing. But for some reason...
Guns a-blazing.
What did I say?
No, I like it. Guns are blazing.
What is it? Guns
blazing. I like the in the middle though. Guns are blazing.
Guns are blazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a bit weird because that Parky would have given them a team talk before they came back out. So you kind of wonder for me, possibly because we were so dominant in the first half, maybe we kind of were resting on our laurels and thought, you know what, we don't need to push, we don't need that pressure, because we will just walk it. But that kind of had a bit of a little detriment to
I think you're probably right in the sense of, they're professional footballers and they know the teams they come up against. They know the teams that are good, they're passing it well, and they're able to work it forward well. And as professional footballers, they're probably going, okay, these aren't doing that very well. Even when they are getting in dangerous areas, they're not really producing much from that. So they've probably seen that and thought, right, we can take a massive step off here. And I think I turned to you, or it was either you or my dad, and I said, the only way we're going to get going is if they score.
And what happened?
Lo and behold, they scored. And then, it was a crappy goal to concede as well. I hated the fact that Smith was involved in it because, obviously the issues that we had when he was at Barnet with that.
He just seems like a horrible person.
Yeah, he probably is, to be honest. But but after that, we were pretty much in control. I'd say, we
kind of thought, oh hell, let's get.
We threw the big boys on, didn't we?
We did.
We had Fletcher come on, we had Lee come on.
He's not a big boy though, is he really? Do you mean big boy as in standard?
Yeah, as in standard.
Not as in height.
Not as in height. Although he's paid someone, I swear to God, he's paid somebody
this up before.
to adjust his stats, because they reckons he's 5'10", I think, or 5'11".
I think he's paid
someone to do that.
I think he's probably about the same height as me, and I'm 5'4", 5'3", 5'4".
But anyway, but yeah, we lost Ryan Barnett as well, didn't we?
Yes.
Which is I'm gutted for him. I'm gutted for us as well as a team because he does produce a lot down that right-hand side. I know we've got Anthony Ford. Anthony Ford's not, obviously he's had a little bit of time away. He's not completely fit. And he's making it to the bench at the moment,
but not making it onto the actual
he's
pitch.
not. We'll talk about that a little bit more in the Notts game as well. But to lose Ryan Barnett to injury was a big thing for us. One of the sort of standout bits when we had lots of pressure, because it sort of felt like we were huffing and puffing and nothing was really going to come off. The one thing I remember was Mendy's shot from about 35, 40 yards. He sort of run up and everyone's going, don't hit it. Just don't hit it. And he hit it, and everyone just went, oh, for God's sake, and turned away. And then it just did this weird little dip on it, and it hit the bar and went over. And it was like one of them going, oh. And I think it was one of them moments that you sort of realised that maybe the game was going to need something like that. Something extra special that was going to get us over the line. That I think, because they packed the defence, they slowed the game down, they came with a game plan, and that was to spoil the game. And they did, to be honest. They were very slow taking all their throw-ins and their free kicks. They were very laboured with everything they did. They packed their defence when they didn't have the ball, and they made it really hard to break them down. And it nearly worked for them. And look, is that football for me? No, it's not. It's boring. It's like, for teams to go and just park. Do you know the term park the bus? No, is that not a thing?
I know how to park a bus.
What, you'd be happy parking a bus?
No.
Would you? No.
I can't even reverse a car properly. So.
Park the bus came. Jose Mourinho coined it, I think, quite a few years ago. Where park the bus is when teams go away from home, and they just park the bus in the defence so that teams can't get through. So parking the bus, and that's what they did. They just packed their defence, made it really hard to break them down because they wanted to get out of there with a point. They're bottom of the league, so to go to a team like Wrexham, who are right up there, to get out of there with a point would have been a win for them, ultimately, and that's what they tried to do. And it needed something special to break it down and win, and we got that, didn't we?
We did.
Elliot Lee with an amazing goal right at the end. I'm not even sure I cheered it, because at that point I was just...
Usually when somebody scores, Ryan's like up and cheering and like throwing his fists in the air, but on Tuesday it was like...
Yeah, it was very, I was very laboured, and I just, at that point, I was so happy that we'd scored, but I just wanted to get home. You said
if they don't win this game, I'm going to be so annoyed.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to clap them at the end.
I did say that.
It was that willing to get home.
I just felt I'd made such a big sacrifice to get out of the house.
Wow.
But it paid off in the end. Is it concerning though? A team bottom of the league who clearly, I'm not being horrible, but they just didn't really have much about them. They had enough to score a goal, don't get me wrong, but they didn't have much about them. It took two worldies to beat them. We didn't have enough in the tank to break them down, and to pull them into areas and get in behind them. Is that a worry?
No.
No?
No, because we're going to be moving on to the Notts County game, and I think that sort of supersedes the Sutton game.
It does. I just wanted to ask the question because I think a team who are poor, who are packing their defence, I think maybe we should be... we should be able to draw them out a little bit and to get in behind them. And it shouldn't really need two absolutely world-class strikes to beat a team like that. But, and I think you need to be pointing fingers a little bit at the slow start and not being clinical enough in the first half.
Taking things for granted.
It shouldn't have even got to that point.
Yeah.
But look, I love a late winner.
Wrexham love a late win.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't love a late winner? And so I did enjoy it, but we named one of our episodes. I don't think my heart can take this, and I don't think it can. Not for a full season. I just need just a bit of stability.
I get
And
that,
let's
but
try and
surely it's more exciting.
it is man of the match.
Lee Evans.
Lee Evans, the comedian Lee Evans. I didn't see him on the pitch, I'll be honest. And
Didn't you? He's that small, you can't see him.
probably in his late 50s now, I'm guessing, as well. So
I meant Elliot Lee.
Elliot Lee,
I don't know why I said Lee Evans. I'm stuck.
He was quite. He did come on quite late on.
Yeah, I know, but
yeah, I think
Paul Mullen got it though, didn't he?
he did, and I think he probably deserved it. To be fair,
Yeah.
good goal. I think he did a lot of running on the night. Not a lot came off for him, but
He tried.
I think he was definitely man of the match for me.
Okay.
Let's move on to the more exciting game.
Oh, not right. Well, let's first of all, we have not been successful in getting away tickets every time, obviously, they come out. But we were successful getting Notts County tickets, and I was so excited. I was telling everyone in work, oh yeah, we're going to Notts County game, so excited, da 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 da. And then as the week went on, it was like, we're not going to Notts County, are we? We're not going to Notts County. And then Ryan was like, no, hold out, I might be better. And it got to like Friday night, and Ryan was like, nah.
I even posted the tickets for sale on
And then deleted
Friday afternoon. And then as soon as I posted it, I had this weird 20 minutes where I felt perfectly fine. And I went, oh my God, I'm all right. And I deleted the post. And then we waited. And then it was literally just a 20-minute window where I just felt better. And it just came back. And I was just, we got to Friday night and I was so upset that I just turned to Sean and I went, we're not going, are we? And
it was like such a heartbreaking moment for
it
both of us.
It was completely so.
And the fact that we won as well just makes it even more.
It does. It's a bizarre,
annoying,
bizarre squad selection, wasn't it?
Do you know what? A lot of people commented. A lot of people went, "Really?"
Well, initially we thought it was a very bizarre squad selection.
Turns out, in Parky, we trust everybody.
It is. We had Dalby up front.
Yep.
And everyone was going, Dalby up front. He hasn't really performed this season. We got Dalby up front. Why is that? We had Cannon in midfield, who hasn't really performed when he's had the opportunities this season. We had no Hayden, no O'Connell, no Tozer in defence. So we had two midfielders. We're up in the ante. I think we're going to put midfielders all over the pitch at some point. So we had George Evans in defence. We had Tom O'Connor in defence again. So we had almost as many midfielders in defence than we did defenders. And then Tunnicliffe was obviously injured in the warm-up, so then Tozer had to come in. Tozer came in with no warm-up, wasn't even in the match day.
Minimal warm-up.
Well, none. It was in the dressing room, so whatever he warmed up in the dressing room, because he wasn't in the match day squad.
Of course, yeah.
So, it was, like no warm-up at all. Yeah, it was almost like pulling someone out of the crowd, wasn't it? Go and get your boots, son. You're going on.
Do you know what? He performed incredibly.
He did. He was amazing.
Cannon was amazing. Dalby, can't fault him on Saturday, sorry.
I can't either.
Honestly, it was such a good team.
I think I can't fault Dalby at all. I thought he was excellent.
Definitely pulled it out of the bag.
Excellent. Everything he did was really good.
Yeah.
I thought he was superb. Andy Cannon was amazing.
He was.
But Andy Cannon was back to the Andy Cannon that was, do you remember last season when we played that little midfield three? And then it was like, how's Luke Young getting back in this midfield? Because Andy Cannon was just on fire. He was just amazing. And then he's tailed off a little bit. But the Andy Cannon on Saturday was that Andy Cannon again. It was the one that you go, this is the player.
He was a cannonball.
He was. Oh my God, that hurts when I laugh.
Sorry.
So don't do that. He was the man on Saturday. He was absolutely everything that I remember from him playing last season.
That kick that he passed to Howie, I think it was a header, and he kind of fell to the floor to Paul Mullen.
Dalby, that was to Dalby.
It was to Dalby,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Oh, and then Dalby, yeah. That was incredible.
Yeah.
Just there was, and Ben Tozer, like you said, he came on, like hardly any preparation.
Yeah.
Parky did an interview and said that Tunnicliffe went off. He went into the dressing room and said, Tozer, how do you feel? Tozer was like, yeah, get me on that pitch.
Yeah.
And he absolutely performed, and he was winning chances, like getting the ball off. It was just amazing.
It was. We had
So good.
no Barnett either, so we had Mendy on the right, so
Jody Jones,
which worried me.
Scary, wasn't it?
It was a bit worrying because I thought Mendy on the wrong side up against Jody Jones is going to be, and Jody Jones took him on a few times early on, beat him, and I thought this is going to be a long day for Jacob out here. But to be fair to him, he knuckled down and he put in a performance as well. I don't think I don't think anyone really slacked on Saturday.
No.
I don't think the game really got going for the first 15. I think it was sort of like quite tentative, feeling stuff out. Both teams had a little bit of possession. I think we always knew that they were going to have more possession than us because they're a very possession-based team. I think we were never going to be hell for leather, high press. We were always going to sit off a bit, let them have the ball and try and break it down from there. The first real chance fell to Langstaff, if memory serves right. That header that he had really should have done better, straight at Okonkwo, and Okonkwo gobbled that up as he does. Slocum kept on getting caught, didn't he? If you noticed that they kept on. Slocum isn't the best with the ball at his feet, and Luke Williams wants him to play as like a ball-playing goalkeeper. The amount of times he nearly got caught by Mullin, though, and fair play to Mullin, running all day, nearly caught him a few times, and I thought we were going to get a goal from that, but it didn't really happen. It was quite end-to-end without there being any sort of real chances. The sort of main highlight of the first half an hour was some weird little altercation between Paul Mullin and Jody Jones, which I'm not sure what happened there.
No.
It's sort of like they sort of a bit of a coming together, and then Paul went down, sort of indicating that Jody had kicked out at him. But then as he went down, it sort of looked like he kicked back at Jody Jones. They both got a booking. It was very much handbags. I don't know what was going on there.
So now, talking of like that game, yellow cards. So does that mean, because they, I believe Paul Mullen's had 5 yellow cards, and so's McLean. So does that mean that them two are going to be out for the next game?
It depends what the cut-off is. I haven't really been, as we know, I haven't really been able to do any sort of research or anything. I haven't really looked back at sort of too many stats or anything like that. 5 yellow cards is a 1-game ban. Okay, but it depends. It depends on the cut-off for that, because you have different cut-off periods during the season. So if you have 5 yellow cards by the 10th of November, and then it's if you've had 10 yellow cards by the 3rd of January. These aren't actual dates, by the way. I'm just giving you examples. And then it's 15 by another day. I don't know what them dates are. I don't. I'm not sure.
Well, hopefully they will be there.
Lee had a header just before half-time, which was really well saved. It was 0-0 at half-time. What were you thinking at that point?
Do you know what? Knowing what we played Notts County twice before, and obviously last season, not this season, and I think we kind of thought, like, my prediction was 1-1. So I was kind of thinking, at most, we're going to come away with a point.
Yeah.
So at half time, when it was 0-0, I was like, okay, we'll take that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't too worried because we were playing so well in the first half, but I did want to see some goals.
Yeah, I did. I think I get your point. I would have taken the point. I think before the game, I think a point is a good result away to Notts County. Second against third. Fourth. Anyway, it's a top of the table-ish sort of clash away from home. I'd be happy with the point, because it was very much one of them games where you could easily see Notts County winning it by a couple. You could have seen us winning it by a couple. You could have seen both teams scoring a couple.
Drawing, yeah, it was one of them you just didn't know until the final whistle went.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Dalby had a bit of a sight of goal, with Cannon stooped for a header. He put it a little bit too close to the keeper in the second half.
He had a couple of chances, I think, Dalby did, and it was so gutting because I just wanted him to get that goal.
Just to cement his performance.
Yeah.
Because his performance definitely deserved a goal, I think. Lee had a shot as well from outside the box. Great breakaway as well. Well saved by the keeper, which we weren't sure if the keeper had saved it or not at first, but he just tipped it over.
We watched the highlights, yeah.
And Palmer came on for Dalby then, didn't he?
Didn't he just?
After 70 minutes. And then I was a little bit gutted for Sam when that happened, because I thought he'd done enough to stay on. I thought he was very active, and I thought he was
potentially there could be a goal in him.
Yeah, I did, and so when that happened, I was a little bit gutted for him. But I think the experience of Ollie, I understand why that sub was made, and now knowing the result, I definitely know why the sub was made.
What can you imagine if he hadn't?
So the first goal came about. Who we giving it to?
See, it's a tough one. We were watching the highlights, and obviously Lee kind of kicked it towards the goal.
Yeah.
But then Tozer had got, I think he got pulled down.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure which Notts County player it was, but he got pulled down. And Tozer was on the floor and sort of kicked his leg out.
Yeah.
But we can't tell from the highlights whether or not
it was a Notts County defender.
Yeah, or whether it was Tozer or whether it was.
Yeah.
I mean, Lee celebrated, but
yeah, I mean, it was a
weird one.
Lee had a shot from the edge of the box. It hit somebody and then scooped up.
Was it an own goal? Was it Tozer?
It definitely
Lee?
wasn't an own goal.
No?
No, I'll explain why. So if you have a shot and the shot is on target, yeah, and then it hits a defender, and it doesn't matter if it's going in that bottom corner, it hits a defender and goes in the opposite bottom corner. As long as that initial shot's on target, that's a goal to the person who's taken the shot.
All right, was it Tozer? Was it Ben? What is wrong with me? Was it Lee or was it Tozer?
Yeah, I don't know, but we didn't
Who cares?
care. We didn't care.
Who cares? We got another goal.
Yes, so Arthur made an amazing save.
Not another
after
goal,
that.
it was our first goal.
First goal. Arthur made an amazing save.
He was so good.
He was.
Can we keep him?
We can certainly keep him to the end of the season. I'm not sure it's going to be much longer than that, but. He was superb. He made a great save, definitely from McGoldrick. I definitely at 1-0, that was as good as a goal for us, because that kept that 1-0 lead. And then a couple of minutes later, we go 2 up. Great finish by Ollie. Good little ball from Paul.
Yeah.
And it was a great finish. Assist of the month.
I haven't talked about that for a long time.
We haven't, no. So we played amazingly well. We look sharp. We look well balanced.
We did.
Maybe we need 6 midfielders in a squad.
We keep saying, but like Parky knows what he's doing. And people keep questioning every time.
I questioned it.
I know you do.
I questioned it because I looked at that team and I thought, this team isn't beating Notts County.
And I get that. People like, and then afterwards, people are like, oh, I'm really sorry, Parky, you made the right decision.
Yeah.
It's like, we've got to start trusting him when he makes these decisions. What are you looking at? Because your eyes keep going
Just
down.
noticed how low your microphone is.
Oh, it's because of this. It's because my scarf's falling.
Sorry if Sian's been a bit quiet during this episode.
Sorry. I mean, people are very much, Parky, what's he doing?
I've thrown you off now.
You have totally thrown me off. He's like, Parky, what you doing? Don't agree with this team selection one little bit. Yeah. And then 90 minutes later,
yeah, that worked, didn't it?
That worked, yeah. So, we've just got to remember, Parky is the coach. Yeah. He is the manager. He knows what he's doing. He's been doing this for years.
Got it spot on.
He has. He
Absolutely
did. He got it spot on. And it's we say about him having all these decisions to make and stuff like that, and you don't envy him and stuff like that. But it's so good that he's got these decisions to make. Like Barnett out and Hayden out and who else have we got out? Everyone. Tunnicliffe. It's just we've got that strength and depth to still come out, still perform. And still get goals and 3 points. And I'm so proud of our boys.
Yeah, it was a performance of the season.
I think so.
Mm.
It's got to be because it was against Notts County, and I think a lot of people were possibly thinking. For example, when I did the score predictions on my own yesterday, because poor little Ryan was so poorly. So I did the score predictions on my own, and then a few people were commenting. And there's one comment by Christian McHale.
Yeah.
He said that he wasn't confident. I'm losing my voice. He said he wasn't confident, so he thought. I think I can't remember exactly. I'm sure he said 3-2 to Notts County.
Yeah.
And then Jessica Stewart commented. I think her little girl Carly is the one that does all the blogs for the women's team. And she said you cannot go against Wrexham.
No.
And then lo and behold, he was eating his words afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, so never bet against Wrexham.
Never.
Because we always.
But you did a bit though, didn't you? You did a little bit.
Yeah, I did, and I regret my decision.
Yeah.
But we all knew that Notts County Wrexham. So for me, it's the biggest game of the season, and it will be again in February when we play them at home.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
It's like us playing
Chester, almost.
Yeah.
I know it's not quite, but it's.
Well, no, Notts County are a lot better than Chester.
I did say this though on a podcast many months ago that I feel this is a rivalry that's going to go on for years to come.
It's just bizarre.
Because I think they're going up and I think we're going up. And I think,
well, as it stands at this moment in time.
Do you want to know one annoying fact? Just one annoying fact. If we would have beat Stockport instead of capitulating in the way that we did, we'd be top now. How annoying is that fact, though?
A little bit annoying, but we're 16 games in, are we? Roughly about that.
I don't even know what week it is. Be honest.
We're about approximately 16 games in. We've still got quite a few more to go.
Yeah.
So there is a chance. Oh, can you imagine if we were champions of League Two as well?
It'd be so nice.
Oh my God, it'd be amazing. I'll be back on that pitch.
Man of the match Saturday.
Do you know what? I'm gonna go Sam Dalby.
Yeah.
It's a toss-up between Sam Dalby and Cannon. I thought, they didn't get goals.
Yeah.
And Ollie Palmer and Paul Mullen rightly probably deserve it. But Paul
Mullen didn't score.
No, I know he didn't. Elliot Lee. Oh my God, what is wrong? Whatever you've got is rubbing off on me.
I hope not.
No, I don't either. So Elliot Lee and Ollie Palmer probably deserved it. But for me, their work ethic on the pitch on Saturday and their just determination, I just think. In fact, I'm going to have two men in the matches. I'm going to have men of the match.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pick Dalby and Cannon because I think they were superb.
And
also Okonkwo.
I'm with you on Cannon. I thought Cannon was superb. I thought he was excellent. But I think my man of the match was Ben Tozer, I think, on Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Can I have three?
No, I think he was excellent. I think the way that he came into that team with sort of not much preparation as well.
Just shows how much of a professional he is.
And how much of a leader he is as well. To come out, I thought he was excellent. He did make one mistake. And that was it. But everything else he did was superb.
He's another one that people were getting at.
Yeah.
Going on him on social media because at the Sutton game he wasn't.
Yeah.
He wasn't 100%. So yeah, for him to come on, for him to perform the way he did.
Yeah.
I hope all you naysayers and all that were eating your words because he absolutely smashed his performance on Saturday.
So we've got one game coming up this week. We need to wrap this up because I'm struggling.
Okay, yeah. So we've got the first round of the FA Cup, and that is away at Mansfield on Saturday, the 4th of November.
Yeah.
7:45 kickoff. It's changed. I think it was 3 o'clock, wasn't it?
It was a 3 o'clock kickoff.
But it's now changed to 7:45. The reason for this is because it's live on S4C. So if it's live on S4C, can international fans still get it on iFollow?
Yeah, they should be able to.
So S4C for anybody in Wales, and because I don't think you can get it in England or whatever.
You can get S4C on
iPlayer.
On iPlayer.
Oh, okay.
If you want to watch it.
Okay. So.
So it's away at Field Mill. It's the One Call Stadium. It's 97 miles away.
Why have you got all that information and you've just put
that's on that page, darling.
Oh.
And then We drew obviously 0-0 in the league with Mansfield on the 3rd of October. Watched a little bit of an interview with Ollie after the game, and he indicated how important this game is for everyone at the club. You know, we had a good FA Cup run last season. He said, you know, obviously for the money, for the mood, you know, it gives a lift to not just the team, but the sort of community as well. And they go in there to win it. What sort of team we're going to put out, don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But predictions?
I'm not really bothered about this game, to be honest. So I'm going to go 3-0 Wrexham.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, 20-0.
I'm going to go 2-0 Wrexham. I think we're on a bit of a roll, and I think we're right up there. Anybody wants to get in touch, obviously Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, or you can email us at wrexhamafc@gmail.com. Just a quick shout out for Dragon Chat. I've been depressed as hell this week, being so ill. So luckily I have people that I can talk to when I don't feel. I've had a little chat with you, haven't I?
You felt quite emotional the other day, didn't you? You felt like you wouldn't. Yeah. It has been a tough week. Like, we laugh and joke and all that, but it has been a tough week for Ryan, and
it has. And you know, but luckily I've got Sian. If you haven't got anyone,
if you haven't got a Sian,
it's really important. You know, things like Dragon Chat are really important. If you need to reach out, you know, it's a mental health peer support group. Weekly Zoom call Thursday, 7 p.m. till 8:30. We'd suggest following Dragon Chat. That's Steve Lloyd on Twitter. I would suggest doing just to get all the details. The details of how to get on the call on a Thursday are down in the description as well.
I just ask, what was your score for Mansfield?
2-0.
2-0. What was mine? I can't even
3-0.
remember.
Or 20-0.
20-0.
Just another quick point. We've actually, a couple of weeks ago, we had some time off work. And
this was planned time off work.
Yeah, planned time off work. And we've started a new podcast. It's called For Better, For Worse. So if you love listening to us, it's For Better, For Worse. It's just about being married. It's
life.
It's a bit of fun.
Yeah.
And we just talk about different subjects every week. So if you like us as people, as opposed to the football element of it, you can tune into that. All the details, if you're watching on YouTube, are down in the description. Or if you want to do that, just search For Better, For Worse. For Better, For Worse on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever. Just search for it and you will find us. And it's a little shorter episodes than this, and we just have a bit of a laugh.
But it's not going to take our attention away from me, from Wrexham AFC. This is our passion, but we just wanted to do a little bit of have a little side
project.
Yeah.
I've done a quick quiz for you. It's just a true or false one this week.
Right.
I just threw it together really quickly. Okay.
I was hoping that we wouldn't have a quiz this week.
We only had 37% of possession on Saturday.
Yeah.
Which is our lowest possession this season.
True.
That's false. So that's wrong.
Oh, Stockport.
No, Crawley.
Oh, really?
Number 2, we made less passes on Saturday than Sutton did against us on Tuesday.
Ooh, false.
That is false. Yes, correct. It was very close, though.
Was it?
Number 3, we had more shots on target against Notts County than we did against Sutton.
True.
That is true, yes. Well done. Number 4, there were 5 yellow cards on Saturday, which all came in the first half. Not just for us in the whole game.
True.
That is true. Well done. And number 5, we made our first sub in the 70th minute on Saturday. That's the latest we have made our first sub this season.
False.
That is false. Well done. Yes. 4 out of 5. Well done.
Thanks.
Look, thank you for bearing with us this week. It probably wasn't the most thrilling episode, but I have tried my very best.
Hopefully, we will be back. Well, I'm all right, but hopefully Ryan will be back top form next week.
Yeah. Thank you very much for listening, watching, all of that jazz, and we'll see you
love
next
you
week.
all.
Bye.
Bye.